But Brendan is exactly what we want. Brendan's a teacher. As we talked to people at Dartmouth, we knew the great work he put in to make each player better every day. Exactly what we want. He learned from some of the very best. Those of you familiar with Rhode Island hockey know that he played at Mount St. Charles under really just a coaching legend, Bill Delisle. He played at Brown under Coach Bob Whittet, someone I know, someone for whom I hold the greatest respect, both as a coach and as a person. His 11 years coaching at Dartmouth demonstrated that he knows how to build a program. I think Dartmouth was struggling in those early days, and now they've built themselves into one of the dominant teams in the league year in, year out. I have no doubt that that same winning attitude is going to come to Brown. And I just want to conclude, I guess, with what most impressed everybody on this committee, and that was Brendan's enthusiasm. He is so passionate about Brown. He's so passionate about Brown ice hockey. His enthusiasm is absolutely contagious. It's my pleasure to introduce our next head hockey coach, ladies and gentlemen, Brendan Whittet.
I'd like to thank everybody also for coming. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank Mike for those kind words. And again, the process was such that I think Bob Keneally deserves a lot of credit, and the search committee also. I think it was very thorough. I think they did a tremendous job, and I also think they got it right. So I appreciate that. I look out into the crowd and I see so many familiar faces from my time here as an undergrad, from my time here as a graduate assistant or volunteer coach with Bob Whittet, to people that I've known throughout coaching, from teammates and from people that work here, that it just gives me such a sense of pride and feeling of family, and that's really what I'm about. I'd be remiss, and I know I'd get in trouble, but I'd like to introduce my wife, Karen, my two children, and I'd like to thank them for all the support. As you know, people that are involved in athletics, the only success you're going to have is you have to look back on family environment and support, and they support me wholeheartedly in my endeavors. I also would like to introduce my mother and father Pat Whittet, who are Riverside natives and have never left, so right there. Parents are also here, Norman Roz, Patashi, and I thank them. Just to give you a little bit of background about kind of what I'm about and where I came from. I know Mike has mentioned some things and in terms of where I grew up and who I played for and some of the people that I've come in contact with, but I did grow up in East Providence, Rhode Island, and from there I began playing youth hockey at the age of 5, and I was just mentioning to someone that one of the first experience I had as a player was learning from a figure skating coach. And my dad took me. My dad was not a player, but he was intrigued by the game, and the Boston Bruins, and had a chance to learn how to skate, and I did not enjoy it when I was younger. But I stuck with it, and from there I progressed through youth hockey, all-star teams, and had the chance to go to Mount St. Charles Academy. And that decision was one of the best decisions that my family and I have ever made. I played for Bill Delisle, and Bill is an absolute legend, as you know. But more important, Bill's a really, really good man. And he's a guy of absolute character and integrity, and he's a man that I learned a lot from, and I owe a lot to Bill. After that, I went to the Kent School, of which I believe Bobby Keneally is also a graduate. So there's a lot of threads that run through some of this stuff. And again, my time there, I appreciated everything that I had. And I played for Tommy Army, whose brother Timmy is now the coach at Providence College, and Tommy Sr. is also a kind of a figure that when I was growing up, he actually was also involved in some of the initial skating lessons. So again, two East Providence natives that are coaching the 2 Division I teams in the state is pretty intriguing. As I said, my time at Kent was tremendous, and I went to Kent quite honestly to make sure I got up my SATs a little bit, so I would have the opportunity to come to Brown and that was fruition and a reality. And upon my arrival here, I played for Bob Whittet, and he had some great staff members, and I was a part of an unbelievably successful 4 years. I look back on those years, and we were in the NCAA tournament. We were in the ECAC finals one year. We were in the ECAC finals the other year. We were Ivy League champions, I believe, when Steve King was a senior and I was a freshman. So, I mean, my experience was second to none. Obviously, being a student athlete here, I understood the opportunity I was given. And to this day, I'm very, very thankful. I grew as a person, and I grew as a player, and I matured. And I am so thankful that I had the opportunity to attend Brown and play for Bob Whittet and play in this environment here. After that, I started getting into coaching and ended up back at Brown working for Bob as a volunteer. I wasn't making any money, but I lived at my parents' house, and I did always think I wanted to do something in terms of teaching, educating. I got into the coaching side of it, and I loved it, and decided that was going to be my profession, and I was going to try and progress through that. As you know, it's not easy. It's very, very tough to progress through this career. From there, I had the chance to go to Colby College as an assistant, and loved my time up there. I also worked for a tremendous man, Jim Tortorella, whose brother, Johnny Tortorella, has won the Stanley